Hey everybody, welcome to Rink Toronto, presented by Bodog. Make a play, Canada's choice for free casino games, sports odds, and poker strategies. And tonight, the Toronto Maple Leafs are back at Scotiabank Arena to take on the desperate Florida Panthers, who have been playing pretty bad as of late and are desperate to get 2 points to kind of stay alive in the postseason race. The Toronto Maple Leafs, of course, have already clinched their spot in the playoffs, and it's just a matter of is they're going to be second or they're going to be third when it comes to the playoff seeding in the Atlantic Division. So tonight, the Maple Leafs will go with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. Wayne Simmons is going to be one of those forwards because Noel Acciari has been ruled out. He did not skate yesterday. Sheldon Keefe saying he's day-to-day. The good news, though, is that he was on the ice before practice skating and doing some drills. So at least from that standpoint, it doesn't look like it's anything serious. They didn't disclose what the injury was, but all you had to do is watch back the game against Nashville Predators, and it's kind of clear to see what happened. It looked like his head kind of bent awkwardly when he was sandwiched by two of his teammates, Mark Giordano and Justin Hall. A weird collision. That was just before the Nashville Predators scored the second goal. And you could see Acciari grabbing his head. And of course, that is a little bit concerning because Acciari had what looked like a head kind of injury a few games ago. He was able to come back and was not ruled with the concussion. So it's something to keep an eye on. But again, a good sign that he was able to come out here, skate with Ryan O'Reilly and some of the other return to play guys. So that is a good sign. So not tonight, but maybe we'll see if Noel Acciari can get back in for the weekend. And so Ryan O'Reilly is skating, and he has not taken part in full practice yet, but head coach Sheldon Keefe said that they're hopeful that Ryan O'Reilly can join for some of the practice on Friday that is scheduled, and that would be another hurdle in his recovery. And then maybe he can factor in, no pun intended, factor is his nickname on the Maple Leafs, but maybe he can factor in for some games next week. And of course, he has that broken finger that kept him out for a total of what looks like 4 weeks. And he is shooting the puck. He is passing. The only concern is, when he face off, if there's going to be a lot of hacking and whacking at that finger, the Leafs are going to take a cautious approach on number 90 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. With 7 defensemen for the Toronto Maple Leafs, that means Timothy Liljegren is going to go back in. And Ilya Samsonov is expected to start in goal. He did not skate with the Maple Leafs for the optional, but he did practice, and he has been on the ice for the last few days, I should say, even though he had not been with the team. His son Miroslav was born last week. He's a first-time dad, so certainly an overwhelming experience for him. Talked about the life change that he's going through there. He's been joking around that he's been sleeping with his mastiff in another room in an effort to try and prioritize rest. And he had been skating with head goaltending evaluator John Elkin when Curtis Sanford wasn't around because Sanford was with the Maple Leafs on this road set. So he's rested, ready to go. He gave up 6 goals in his last start. He was preoccupied with the fact that he was heading home soon, so that might have been a reason why he didn't have the greatest of performances. The team didn't play very well in front of him either, but now it's just a matter of getting him ramped up. The goaltending debate is still raging. Who's going to be the Game 1 starter for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Should it be Ilya Samsonov? Should it be Matt Murray? Or how about Joseph Woll, who played pretty well in Nashville? Not that he is necessarily in the conversation, but he does have the best save percentage on the Maple Leafs right now in the 930s. So drop a comment below who you think should be the Leafs starting goaltender for Game 1, because I'm very curious to know how this will kind of play out, because, I thought it might be Samsonov for a while. I still think it should be him for Game 1, but, he hasn't played in a while. We got to see how he is after all this rest. Oh, and the other thing, too, he mentioned he was dealing with a minor injury for the last little while. Ever since February 26th against the Kraken, always said it was nothing crazy, quote, but didn't want to say what that injury was, but he did say that over these 5 days that he's been away from the ice, he was able to get that corrected, and he feels, quote, 100%. So that should be interesting as well. Why they didn't just give him the time off before. Samsonov is a guy who likes to just get regular reps in, and goalies don't like to be away from the ice for too long. So that might have been a factor in it. But the baby is kind of a blessing in disguise. It forced him to take some time off and recalibrate, and that'll be interesting. Alex Lyon is going to be the goaltender for the Florida Panthers. I mentioned that they had been struggling. Sergei Bobrovsky, who is the $10 million player who has been getting a majority of the reps, a bit of a surprise that he's not going to get the start. And Spencer Knight, of course, is in the NHLPA since program and unavailable to the Panthers. But they are certainly desperate. They did not have a good showing against the Toronto Maple Leafs this past week. And so they are hungry for 2 points. And Luke Schenn is going to play his second game for the Toronto Maple Leafs here. And if for the second home game in a row, he's not going to wear blue. He's going to wear the Bieber black jerseys, part of that promotion that they've got with Justin Bieber. He's been kind of joking that he is yet to wear the blue and white jersey because they've been on the road so much in these 2 games that he's been back in this building. The first one was the St. Paddy's Day game, so they were wearing green and white, and now they'll be wearing the black jerseys. So at some point or another, Luke Schenn's going to wear the blue jersey. He's also revealed that it was a pleasant surprise that when he finally moved into his home in Toronto, he got a text from Thomas Kaberle, his teammate for the first 3 years in the NHL, that he's his across-the-street neighbor. Totally unplanned. Kind of funny how his past has been kind of meshing with his present and his future. Again, when he was here back in mid-March for his first game, and he stepped into this building for the morning skate, the first person he saw was another former teammate, Nick Antropov, who is a skating consultant with the Maple Leafs. So that is the story here in Toronto. Myself and Rob Wong will have your post-game show. Make sure you rate and subscribe on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Rink-wide Toronto, presented by Bodog, Canada's home for casino games and sports odds, where everyone goes to play. Rink-wide Toronto, pregame, postgame, every game.